Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee.
Hi, my name is Pastor Doug Callison. I'm the mission exec for the Florida Georgia District. Today I get to speak with you about 2 Samuel chapter 1 and the death of Saul and his son Jonathan. Now David is our other main character in this story, and we're going to be hearing how he received the news of King Saul's death. When we start to look at this story from the very beginning in 2 Samuel chapter 1, what we hear is that David had been at battle with the Amalekites. And in his battle with the Amalekites, he'd slaughtered them. And as a result, he stayed in the area of Ziklag for another 2 days there. And then on the third day, there was a young man who came to him. His hair had dust in it, and his clothes were tattered and torn. And the young man fell face down, prostrate, stretching out before David. And David says, "Where have you come from?" And the young man says, "I have come from the camp of Israel." And David says, "Well, how has the battle gone?" The young man said, "Many have fled, many have died, and even Saul and his son Jonathan have died as well." And David, distraught, he says, "How is it that you know this?" And the young man said, "I was in the area of Mount Gilboa, and I was seeing that they were pursuing the king, and the horsemen and the chariots had pursued him closely, were coming, and King Saul took his spear and he actually leaned on it and fell upon it. And he was in much, much agony. And when he heard me, that I was behind him, he says, 'Who are you?' And I said, 'I'm the son of an alien, an Amalekite.' And King said to me, 'Come close to me, for I'm in such agony. Stand near me and kill me, for my life lingers on.' And so I stood beside the king, and I killed him. And then I took the crown off of his head and the bracelet off of his wrist, and I brought them here to you, my lord." And David, upon hearing this news, tore at his clothes. He wept and he mourned, as did the men who were also with him. And then they fasted until evening. And then David came back to the young man, and he said to him, "How is it that you, an Amalekite, were not afraid to stretch out your hand against the Lord's anointed and to take his life?" And then David looked at his young soldier and said, "Cut him down." And that young soldier went over to the Amalekite, and he cut him down, and he killed him. And David said of the Amalekite, "His blood be upon his own head." For he said with his own lips that "I've killed the Lord's anointed." Now David was so distressed and distraught that he recorded the words of a song into the book of Jasher. And these words were to be taught to the Judah and the tribe of Judah, to all the sons. "Your beauty, O Israel, is slain in high places," as he spoke of Jonathan and also of King Saul. And he said that their reign and their authority were like lions, that their power was like that of mighty warriors. And in death they were not separated one from the other. And it was in this way that David honored the death of both Saul and of Jonathan. So far, our story for today.